Hi, welcome. Helen, Racz here. Glad you could join me. So this month we're talking about vibrational alignment with what we desire, and we started with the assignment of only tell your sad story 3 times. Let's go a little further into talking about vibration. So it is a vibrational planet, and we want to line up. The pieces we want to remember is that thought has a certain vibration. Action, same thing. Words, speaking. And our emotions, they also have different vibrations, varying vibrations depending on the emotion you're in or the degree that you're into the emotion. So thinking of this, that's a thought, excuse me, forgot my T. They can actually measure today that our thoughts do hold a vibrational frequency. And of course, speaking, you can even feel the vibration when you touch your throat and the things that we speak. So you're always picking up vibrational imprints subconsciously through the energetic body. Think about it. When you go to certain places, you might feel right at home. You might feel comfortable. You go into a sacred space, a temple, a church, a synagogue, and you might feel a sense of peace. It's a different vibration. You go to, you can certainly feel the vibration after a football game, the difference between the winning team and the losing team. It's not just the individual and their emotion, but you can actually sense and feel that. So I give you a little better picture of vibration. Thoughts, well, you'll know. If the vibration feels high, you feel good. If the vibration is very low, you don't feel so good. You might feel bad, sad, angry. Speaking, people can project a lot of energy through their voice. Or motivational speakers, you love to be around them because you feel better. They're actually projecting through their voice, through their eyes, through their body movements, through their presence, a much higher vibration that people can entrain to. Emotions. Have you ever been around somebody or a group of people and somebody starts laughing? And before you know it, everybody has the giggles and everybody feels good. So we like to socialize and get together. Or have you ever been around somebody going through a really hard time? And before you know it, you also feel great sadness, heaviness, frustration for and with them. So all these things have different vibrational scales or measurement. And again, we're going back to whatever it is you desire, you only desire it because it's going to make you feel good. Being successful in any area of life makes you feel good. You would define success differently than the next person. And so in seeking that which makes us feel good, it's important that we resonate with a good vibration through what we're thinking, through what we're actually doing, through what we're speaking, and through what we're feeling consistently. Now, I noticed on my life journey that there was a time that I would pick not feeling good exactly, but feeling less bad. So it's an interesting concept I want to share with you. Some things help you feel less bad, like telling your sad story 3 times. Because each time you tell it, you believe you're getting some compassion or empathy or even pity from somebody else. So you think you feel less bad in the sharing of it. It doesn't actually make you feel good. Or drinking, or eating, overeating, or eating food that comforts you. Eating food that comforts you doesn't actually make you feel good. It actually makes you feel less bad. Drinking, eating, gossiping, shopping, reading somebody the riot act, being angry. You know, anger is a higher vibration than feeling powerless or feeling in grief or depressed. So those are all ways to feel less bad. But let's talk about feeling really good. What helps us to feel good? Consciously choosing what we're going to speak, how we're going to tell our story, how we're going to express who we are and what we're expecting to give or receive, or how we participate. We could choose to speak in a way that actually has us feel really good. And what about the way we eat or drink? It's one thing to comfort yourself with comfort food, to relax. You know, I like my cup of coffee. I enjoy it. It really does. I'm not sure it makes me feel good, or maybe it makes me feel less tired. Might be a better choice to have green tea. Then I know I'm alkalizing my body. Exercise doesn't make you feel less bad in the moment. It actually gets you through a hard spot and then pops you into feeling really good. So the things that feel good do take a little more effort, a little more thought, a little more consciousness. And sometimes it's just easier to go with the less bad feeling. What I'm suggesting is that you might want to get really conscious this next month and look, what story are you telling? And what are you choosing? Are you choosing to feel less bad? Or are you really consciously thinking, how could I feel really good? What could I do to create feeling good in everything I'm doing? And this gets even more involved when you start thinking about vibrational alignment. So let me just take this off, and I'm going to leave that part. One of the fastest ways, which is a funny way to say that, one of the fastest ways to slow yourself down. One way to really slow the progress down of where you want to go is by projecting, and all of us do this, is projecting our thoughts that we're going to feel better somewhere else. Okay, the whole theory of being the boss of you is that you learn you're the one creating your perception, your reaction, your experience, what you do with the circumstances that happen to you, and even what you vibrationally allow into your life. It's about knowing that happiness, that feeling good, confident, powerful, successful comes within you, not outside of you. It's a tricky thing. It's actually very simple, but not easy to implement. So as long as we're believing that our happiness, that our feeling good is elsewhere, that say when we get the new job, we're going to feel better. The problem is, so let's use the new job example. When you want the new job, you need to be the vibrational match of an employee in that job. That means you need to be in the old job, the employee that equals a resonance to what you're expecting to feel in the new job. It's never the job per se. It's probably the environment, what you're contributing, how you're being appreciated, how you're being valued, the setup. And yet while you're in the old job thinking, I'll feel better when I get over there, you're in that state of not having. Remember we mentioned before, only two vibrational states for manifesting, having or not having. So it's a matter of actually finding a way to be the best you right where you are. And that's when you're in a resonance to allow in a better experience. Whether things change in the old jobs through new management, new colleagues, maybe a new position, or an entirely new job. That's impossible to invite into your life if you're in feeling just less bad by slacking off on the job. Maybe you resent being there. You don't want to be there. So you take it easy. You don't really perform at your highest level. The catch-22 there is you're not resonating then for the new job that you want. So let's use a couple of other examples. What about relationship? Let's do relationship and health. Oh, and of course we want to do money, right? So if you're in an old relationship or solo, let's do solo or old. And you're thinking that somebody else could really have you feel more fulfilled, have you enjoy being you more. Well, consider, are you a resonance for them? Are you telling stories that would fit of somebody of a great relationship? Are you feeling, believing in the way of half that partnership? Because you're picturing a relationship of a certain way that you're not experiencing alone or in an old relationship. And yet, to be in resonance with it, you have to be the partner that would fit what you're imagining. So again, are you speaking? Are you thinking? Are you acting? Are you feeling in ways that would fit that? Many of us believe that somebody else can come along and bring out the best in us. But the truth is, we've got to find that ourselves first. Then we can attract the right relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship, a business relationship, a relationship within your family, your neighbors, your colleagues. All of it has to do with who you are as the boss of you. Okay, so health. So again, we kind of covered that. Sometimes we choose things that would feel less bad. But I mean, where are you not having the integrity with yourself to choose how to feel good health-wise? I'm guilty a lot of times. If I'm in a hurry, I'll just grab whatever food is convenient. Well, that's not always the choice to feel really good about my body or feel good physically when I live with boys that eat fast food. What they bring home could be very convenient for me to nibble on, but it's not really making me feel good. It might have me feel less bad if I'm hungry and don't want to fix something myself. But the truth is, if I want to feel good, I need to be very conscious. I need to be choosing. I need to be managing my life in a way that I'm handling that. The other part of good health, this comes up a lot, of course, with weight issues, but it also comes up with physical pain. So with weight, as long as the only way to vibrationally get in alignment with being healthier, fitter, slimmer, stronger, got to make peace with where you are right now. As long as you're hating the fat, resisting it, or if you're too thin, skinny, whichever it is, as long as you're stuck in the criticism of where you are and the negativity, that's one way that you feel less bad. You stay in the judgment, the negativity of it. You're thinking that's going to prompt you to good action, but it never really does. At least not to good action that holds, not to right action. So what has to happen is you have to start tipping the scale vibrationally in what is good health going to do for you. How can that feel so good, so attractive to you? Well, you need to start with the body you're in. Start practicing great gratitude. I went through an experience that was quite shocking in February of 2009, I believe it was. I gained 30% of my body weight in 6 months. It was pretty awful. I could feel my skin stretching. I had never actually gained weight like that. It was very unusual for me, and it wasn't a lot of fun. I'm still getting back to my normal shape, pretty close now, about 7-8 pounds. And in that experience, I knew from everything I teach, from everything I live, the only way I was going to release that weight and whatever that was going on with that was to really love myself right where I was and to consistently visualize how I felt previously. Now, that's harder if you've never been thin, but you can picture, you can get yourself into a resonance of feeling good about what you are accomplishing on each step of the way. Most women that I've worked with, haven't worked with men on weight, but women I certainly have through having owned the gym. Most women will be discouraged in a week or they'll say something like, I only lost X amount. And that's the not having. So to get to the health, you've got to start thinking in a good resonance pattern with health. I'm accomplishing a lot. I'm making good food choices. I'm choosing to love this body. I'm supporting this body through good choices. Can you see how that kind of goes? You want to be in the having resonance. You want to get to the good feeling vibration and be in alignment with that for health, even when you don't feel good. And throughout this series, you're going to get a lot of the same information over and over again, but in a little different ways so that it can really be integrated. This one might be easier for you to understand. Physical pain. This is interesting. When you're in pain, we tend to focus on the pain very intensely, which is never good. It's always better to be distracted. I'm sure you're aware of that. So how about this? Next time you have pain anywhere in the body, focus on the part of you that feels good. When we have pain, usually it's an isolated area, unless you have a chronic or fibromyalgia. But if you really just have an injury or have one weak link and you have pain there, how much time are you in the resonance of pain, of limitation, of frustration? What you would like to do is resonate with all the parts of you that feel good. That's where you want to go. And hold that space and see what happens to the pain. Now, is it a quick fix? No, it's not. But it definitely shifts you, not just in pain, but we're talking about shifting our whole way of thinking and being so that we're more in the vibration of feeling good always. Even if we're in pain, we can still focus on the good things. And even if we're not in the new job, the new relationship, in the body we want just yet, the size, the shape, the fitness, we can actually bring our thoughts into resonance with what we want so that we can manifest that into our life. So money, this is the hardest one, and there's tons of literature and help out there. I find tapping's really helpful with this. So money, when you're in the scarcity, it can be very hard to get in the vibration of feeling good about money. And there's many, many different tips on this. As a matter of fact, I think I will pick this up in the next video, but let me just give you a little bit now. So sometimes with scarcity, people will tend to feel less bad. They'll go spend money they don't have. That can happen. Doesn't feel very good. It might make you feel less bad for a moment, but overall you're not really feeling good. So to resonate and feel good about money, it would take learning, budgeting, managing, paying off debt in a productive, systemized way so that you could start building a good vibration of having a good relationship with money, of feeling appreciative of what you have and what you're accomplishing right where you are, so that you move more quickly into that which you desire financially. So signing off on this one, I'll catch you in the next video.